TGR.
Hey guys, welcome to, I guess, the next edition of our podcast.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
Yes.
I can't even recall the last time we did a podcast.
It was I was in Europe, so
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're so right. Yeah, that was...
that we were talking about like fall hype.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. So it's been a while. So
been a hot minute.
welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. We have a few channel updates to take care of first, and then we'll jump into the hot topics that have kind of happened the last couple of weeks or so.
Yeah. So first off, guys, apologies on our part for not being on top of like creating content and all that.
Yeah.
This guy, he bought a house, and we were kind of like trying to figure out a schedule on things, and there was just too much in life going on.
A lot of stuff happening, man.
And so, we're back, and we're kind of starting to figure out like a consistent schedule, so we can provide more content for you guys in the future. So sorry about that, but we're back.
Yeah. I mean, we are known as a reaction channel, but there's so much more to TGR than just reactions.
Right, like this podcast.
Correct. Exactly. And there are going to be moments where there's not going to be much to react to. Right now, we're in the fall hype where games are coming out that we reacted to before. So really, I think the next big thing, if there's no PSX, which I don't think there is,
I don't think so.
it's the Game Awards.
Yeah, the Game Awards.
So obviously we're gonna react to that, but until then. We're gonna do some fun activities and fun little let's plays and whatnot. So keep on the lookout for those.
Yep.
But let's get right into it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, we actually just finished setting up a merch store. The link will be down below, and you can go ahead and check out some of the stuff. We put out a poll, and it was pretty much almost kind of like 50-50. Not really. It was kind of like 60-40 that people wanted to go ahead and have something. So we are going to be designing more things and expanding on what we offer. So let us know in the comments below if there's something that you're interested in or something that you would like for us to go ahead and do. But aside from that, let's go ahead and get into it. So what is this? We were actually looking online just now about this crazy thing with Blizzard.
Blizzard Activision, man. What are you guys thinking? So for all, I'm sure you guys have heard, but if you have not, a famous, one of the biggest Hearthstone players in the world, I think he's from China, Blitzhung, I think is his name. Sorry if I butchered that. It'll, look it up. He was banned from playing competitively for a whole year, and the prize money that he was owed is not going to be given to him until that ban comes off next year.
Right.
Because he essentially had a political statement against the protests that are happening in Hong Kong. And Blizzard essentially took the side of the oppressionist regime that is in China, and it's in Hong Kong, and where all this is happening. A lot of negative feedback has been coming and rightfully so.
Correct.
This regime they're not good, man. They're
Are regimes ever really good?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not.
What's another famous regime that we don't really like to remember?
Yeah.
Nazis? Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, it's a bad situation. And Blizzard, when it happened, their response was like, even though we do care about freedom of speech, like you can't do that. You got to abide by the rules. And it's like, but that's not freedom of speech.
Yeah, especially in that instance, in that scenario. For me, it's definitely a slap in the face. And we were talking about this, off camera and everything like that. Because Apple essentially did the same thing, taking off one of the apps that the protesters are using and all this and that to communicate with each other and find locations together. But essentially, these big companies, they don't necessarily care about the what's happening. They care about the bottom line. They care about the money, and
it's the shareholders, right? They care about the shareholders. They care about these investors, because if you don't side with the regime, then the regime has the opportunity to say you can't sell your system here anymore, or we don't support your products. It's illegal. It's banned, and then you lose millions of customers and billions of dollars.
Yep. So
that's more important than basic human rights.
Exactly.
It's awful. It's friggin' awful.
I agree.
This is one thing that I want to get people across. Like, I know, you can love Sony, you can love Microsoft, you can love Nintendo. I sure as hell love Nintendo, as this guy does.
Yeah.
We love that company because of the products they produce. They're good stuff. But at the end of the day, these are companies that are there primarily for their shareholders. They're not there for you.
There for
They're not there
profit.
for me. Exactly. You know, some of them have better management than others. I'll give them that. But overall, they care about money. They don't care about you. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hope that when people going forward, they learn this, because, you know, you can defend a company to an extent, but it's a corporation, dude. Like, they don't care. You don't have to defend them for anything ever, ever. Stick by your guns, have your preferences, but don't go into this blind fanboyism of, oh no, it's Sony, I love my PlayStation or my Switch. Like, it's not that serious, guys. It's basic human rights come first. And what's happening out there is really sad. It's really bad. And for them to do this, it's like I said it earlier, it's awful.
It's icky.
Absolutely.
Very, very, and it's sticky. I'm interested to see how they respond.
I think as of the time of this recording, they were looking into it, and I think
they were looking into it.
I read an article that pretty much stated that there's a culture shock within the workplace because of what's happening here. I don't know how it's going to affect the company, but literally 30 minutes ago, there was a post on Twitter of a Hearthstone. I think it was the American University.
Right.
They were playing Hearthstone. They were streaming it, and they actually held up a Hong Kong protest sign, and they were not banned. They essentially, Blizzard didn't do anything to them. That's hypocrisy, right? That's
well,
you do something for one, but then not for the others. Like, what is their goal?
I don't know. If there's people in Hong Kong that got money that they want a piece to, that is hypocrisy at its best.
It's awful. I've
agree.
read some people saying that they're gonna boycott Blizzard by like uninstalling the Battle.net app or just not buying any other games or whatnot. You know, more power to you. If you feel like that's gonna give them a signal or a message, you know, more power to you guys. You know, it's hard to boycott such a big company.
It is,
because a lot of people Activision is huge, Blizzard is huge, and a lot of people aren't paying attention. You know, so
we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
But that being said, there is quick segue.
Yeah.
There is a one of those big companies that went ahead and released a lot of information.
Right.
That's got me personally hyped. That is the PS5.
Oh my God,
dude.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I am so excited for it. And I didn't think I would be as excited as I am.
Right.
But it's the possibilities are there.
Right.
And like, you know, before the last time that we talked about this was what, March, April?
I believe so. Maybe
when they did the Spider-Man demo and they like showed the difference in loading speeds and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
So this is before AMD launched their 7nm processors. This is before, you know, they went ahead and did any benchmarks and stuff like that. If you're into like the PC world of things, the 7nm architecture for their 3000 series is insane. Like their IPC is close to 15%, which is what they said, but all I'm saying is that it consumes less power. The heat is whatever, but it consumes less power, has more processing power, and is cheaper than Intel. So I am extremely excited to see what Project Scarlet will have, what PS5 will have, and then the hybrid ray tracing.
Yeah, that's interesting. I shared that article because so that article essentially said that
this came out in June.
Right. It was a while ago, because I guess the console it's not. I don't think it's going to be able to do like native ray tracing.
Yeah.
I know how much of a hog or a system like intensive feature it is. So I think they're figuring out a way, just like PS4 Pro did with the checkerboard for 4K, to get that ray tracing effect going. But it's just really interesting because literally out of nowhere, they were like, all right, here you go. Embargo is lifted. Let's talk about these impressions and what we're coming up with. And it's like, oh, okay, Sony, I don't know what the hell you're trying to do right now, dude, but okay.
Yeah.
Cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. Like, everything, because I didn't read the Wired interview. I just went straight to the source and read what was on the blog. And everything that they said has me hyped. The fact that the faster loading, like...
The SSD is going to be a big deal.
Oh, man,
dude. They're pushing it anyway. And I know it does make a big deal. SSDs make a huge difference. Especially when... people don't realize this. People will say, "Oh, we've had SSDs on our PCs for a while, but they don't make that significant of a difference."
Oh man!
And it's like, well, you got to think about this. When you get these games on PC, are they designed with an SSD in mind, or are they designed with all the hard drives that are on your base PS4s first, and then they think about the Pro, and then they think about PC.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the baseline is the SSD. The baseline is that crazy good CPU, that crazy good GPU. That's baseline now. So you're going to see some really good ways of using the SSD going forward.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Totally. I mean, it was like when they finally added all that extra RAM to the PS4.
Yeah.
That was like a huge...
PS3 to PS4 in terms of like what the console was able to do, massive. The PS3, if you guys think the PS4 is slow to load, jump back to the PS3. Go ahead, play Metal Gear Solid 4.
Megabytes of RAM.
I think
Not
it was
even gigabytes.
I think it was like 512.
Megas, something like
512
that.
megs, and it was like half to the OS, and I think half was to play the game.
Yep.
It was awful. Not even a full gig of RAM. Imagine that. We had that for like 8 years. 8 years.
Still there.
Yeah, I know.
Both of mine are there.
Oh, beautiful things.
Yeah, they're dusty. No, man, but I'm legitimately excited for it. The one thing that I'm really worried about is Sean Layden.
He left.
He left.
Yeah.
That's to me as a consumer, that tells me that there's a little bit of a power struggle going on. I don't know the schematics of what, if there's something that happened that we're not aware of. Let us know in the comments. Link to an article or something like that.
I'm not entirely sure what the reason was. Really?
I don't know, dude. The guy's been there for
a while,
decades.
A while. Yeah, Sean Layden. I mean, it sucks to see him go, but people go left. I mean, we just lost Reggie. Reggie, I miss you, dude. Not the same. We got Bowser. The Bowser's kind of cool, but
Bowser is cool. The fact that his last name's Bowser.
Dude, come
on, dude. That's
Made in
legit.
heaven.
I know. So,
but I guess we'll see what happens. The PS5, they focus a lot on the controller. Yep. And I don't know if you read a lot about the controller
feedback.
Right. So apparently the designers of the game can essentially design the game to give different feedback with that controller. Mm-hmm. The big example was the bow and arrow.
Okay, so when you pull it back, there's like more of
there's more resistance on the trigger.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So that's I can't even picture that, but I'm really excited to see how that feels. Work? Who the hell knows?
I wonder how that would work.
Xbox had.
I'm so excited.
No.
I'm geeking out.
It's really cool stuff, man. Because they always think when you look at controllers haven't really changed in a while.
No.
Right? It's always been just these little improvements and whatnot. Nintendo tried to do something crazy with the motion controls, and while that worked for a bit, clearly it died off.
Yeah.
Right? The other companies try to copy that.
PlayStation Move, Kinect
died off.
Right.
So motion controls clearly were in the way. Gyro is another alternative.
Gyro was introduced. is good though.
Gyro is great. That was introduced. I think I might be wrong on this. I want to say the PS4 had gyro in it.
The PS3 had the 6-axis, but I don't know if that was.
But that wasn't really gyro. That was something else. I think I might be wrong. I want to say it was either the 3DS.
Correct us in the comments.
It was either the 3DS or the Wii U, and I'm thinking it was the 3DS that had gyro built into it, and that was one of the first mainline consoles that had it built in from the get-go, right? Not as an accessory, but as just it comes with it.
Right.
And that transferred over to the Wii U, right? Because the Wii U had gyro built in.
Yeah.
And Splatoon 1 with gyro it wasn't exactly mouse and keyboard, but it was
close.
Much better than just joysticks. So now, for example, Overwatch is getting released on the Switch. And it has gyro built in, and people are like, holy crap, this actually might be the best console version because of the gyro control.
Right.
Which the PS4 does have a gyro sensor built in, the controller, but they don't really use it very much.
Oh.
But what I was trying to get at with this whole segue was the controller hasn't really been revamped. Xbox tried to do something different with their Elite by giving you the options to customize
Which
it.
I think is awesome.
Absolutely.
Well worth the money.
Do what you want.
If you have the money and you want to get that,
expensive as hell, man.
It is. It's like over $100.
$150. I think $200 for the newest one.
Really?
It was over $200 for the newest one. It's ridiculous. It started off at $150, and then they released a pro version of the.
Let's give you a pro of the pro.
But one thing that Xbox did do with their controller was, or Microsoft, I keep saying Xbox.
Yeah.
Their triggers would vibrate. So the triggers themselves had a vibrating mechanism. So when you press the trigger to shoot or do anything, you felt extra, the vibrations would be on your fingertip versus your hand.
Your whole hand.
Right? So that was actually a really cool way of giving you some more feedback.
Right.
Now with what Sony wants to do with the PS5 controller, that's really good. It's going to have a speaker built in, which this one has a speaker too, but I'm assuming it's going to be better.
I mean, I'd hope so, because that's like a little tweeter.
I hope they get rid of that LED. It's really bright and dumb. Maybe replace it with either a small LED or a very small indicator of the control of the player, because it's a little obnoxious.
I agree. It is obnoxious, especially like, you know, when you're in a tight space, like if you have like a gaming den, like you will see that reflection on screen.
Absolutely, man.
Like,
and it hogs the battery like
that
crazy
too.
They had to patch in that as an update to be able to dim the light because it was just hogging so much battery. So you know, there's a lot of improvements there. I hope they do work on the like the Xbox pad, the joysticks. I believe they're concave versus convex on the PS4.
Yes. They're concave, but don't you have the option to switch between the two
on Xbox?
On the Elites.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the Elite. I'm talking about just the base Xbox
just the base
controller.
one.
They're concave versus the PS4s that are convex. I think. So I think I hope they go with concave, because that has a much better feeling for the thumbsticks. Yeah. So this is a lot to see from the PS5. I'm pretty hype. And one thing that I didn't think about was Final Fantasy VII. You know the the remake, the part 1 of the remake is coming out in March.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna do, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Part 2 and on is probably gonna be on the PS5.
I'm sure, 100%. The cool thing though is that they said that there's backwards compatibility.
Yeah, it's backwards compatible.
My hope is that they have kind of like an up-res, like snippet of code, like a patch so you can download, and you're like, all right, cool. Like I have this game and I can go ahead and play at a higher resolution or native 4K, whatever it may be, instead of a checkerboard. So I don't know, but yeah, that's
it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what they'll probably do, because I know Square Enix, what they'll probably do is maybe they'll offer like a patch so you can play with like a little bit higher textures, maybe a little bit higher resolution. But you gotta understand, like with patches, you can't do that much.
Right.
You can't change you can do a lot, but you can't change the entire texture pack. So maybe they can develop a PS5 version, which that's what probably will happen. They'll probably release, like, maybe for the 1-year anniversary, here's a PS5 version of the game of part 1 with like all the bells and whistles that come with a PS5 game. And then for the people that own the PS4 game before that, give you that patch. Like the PS4 Pro had a patch for a lot of games.
Yeah.
Do the same thing essentially. Give you like slightly better, frame rates, maybe slightly better resolution.
Have they it's a full $60 game, right?
Oh yeah, remake part 1. Yeah, they have to. They wanted to. That's where they're. That's where they're.
I mean, I pre-ordered it for like $49 on Amazon.
Yeah,
same. But like, the full retail when it's actually like out in like Target or Walmart or whatever, it's gonna be $59.99.
Yeah, it's a full game, according to them. Yeah.
No salt.
No, I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm keeping it real. There's gonna be a lot of bloating in that game in comparison to the first one. That's fine if they can do it, if they can manage it. That's fine. But this isn't about Final Fantasy VII remake. No. I just wanted to bring that up because that's a interesting idea that it's gonna be BC with PS4.
Yeah.
So any game that comes out in the next year, it's gonna be like that last wave of.
Yeah, it was kind of like, what was it? All like the third-party stuff, like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag when that came out. That was on both consoles, right?
Yeah, PS4 and PS3. And Wii U.
What was it? Tomb Raider was another one, or am I wrong on that?
Tomb Raider got a definitive edition on PS4.
Definitive edition. Thank you.
Yeah, because I think the second one that's something else.
The second one is something else because that was the whole Xbox timed exclusive, and then came to the PS4 a year later.
Yeah,
the hype was dead, but they still wanted like $50, I think, $40.
Yeah, something like that.
It was ridiculous, but we'll see, man. I hope that they pull the whole backwards compatibility thing. Well, I would love for them to go ahead and go all the way back to PS1. Oh my
god, if they do that,
like all these games that are over there in the corner, like that would be epic if I'd be able to actually play them.
And it's not even, that too, but like if they give you that BC all the way back to PS1, then you have a library.
Yeah.
That you can access online. Put it on I don't mind paying $5 for an old PS1 game that I don't have access to anymore. Like I always think about Mega Man Legends 2. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we talk about it.
Like I want to play. I love Mega Man Legends 1. I never got around to playing part 2. By the time I wanted to play part 2, it was super rare and super expensive. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pay $100 for a PS1 game. I don't. My PS3 died, so I can't download the copy that's online either. So it's like, how can I play this game now? I gotta get a PS3. Hope that it works, when I buy it off of eBay or something.
Right.
And then go online and buy it and, play it, right? That's my only other option.
Right.
Or, I buy my PS5 and here's the library of these games that you don't want to lose. People are too focused on remaking games. And I appreciate remakes. I also think we should look at the past and hold on to it because that is history.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, look at Bluepoint and how they did Shadow of the Colossus. Like, that to me was like...
That's a great remake, but I still want the original there because there's enough differences between those two. Exactly, there you go. But there's enough differences between the two to say, like, okay, well, people have argued, like, Fumito Ueda's vision was what made it look so bleak, right?
Well, because... Yeah, there's a whole
but like, there's a technical
thing about
limitations
that.
That's where he put a lot of the clouds and stuff, but those clouds were removed in the remake, and it's like, well, but those were limitations, but they were also visual identity to the game. So there's a lot of discussion to have. So I think they should both coexist. Remakes and original games should be able to be played for everyone.
Yeah. Speaking of Bluepoint, do you have any like ideas on what? Because that's another thing that Sony talked about. Bluepoint is one of their partners for like their launch time. Do you have any idea what it might be?
Right. So they what do they say?
They said that they're going to work on something big.
Something big compared to everything from before.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, people are saying Demon Souls, and while that would be pretty cool,
what was it, like the 15th year anniversary or something?
Demon Souls came out in I think
10
it
years
would be
ago.
10
10 years
it was
ago.
2009 that it came out.
Yeah.
And while Demon Souls would be hype, that's not. I wouldn't consider that big. That's a pretty niche game.
I mean, think about it. Like,
how is
Dark Souls came out remastered.
This
generation.
Yeah.
A game that came out last generation.
Right.
And like, as hyped as I was for it, I didn't buy it.
No, because we already experienced Dark Souls, and that was just
exactly.
like an HD
it's like
remaster.
Nier Automata, like
right. Yeah, if they do a Nier Automata remastered, like I mean, actually,
get out of here. I wouldn't buy it.
I love Nier.
I love Nier too, but I wouldn't buy it because that's an experience that you have once. Like, I would rather wipe my memory and play it again. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think, you know what? One of the other big games that people are rumoring is a full-on remake of Metal Gear Solid 1.
That would be
like, and that's already happened.
But I mean,
that already happened with Twin Snakes.
Yeah, that was actually the version that I played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play the one on PS1. I actually played Twin Snakes version.
That's funny.
It's like all the little quips and stuff that were in the game. Because I was a kid, I was like, oh man, this is so cool. And then I was talking to my friends that played on PS1, and they're like, we didn't have that.
Yeah. Because they took the Metal Gear Solid 2 engine, including the gameplay, and put it in MGS1. Kind of broke the game because it made it way easier.
A little bit.
I love Twin Snakes though. Crazy ass cinematics.
Oh man. Well, it's Hideo Kojima.
No, it wasn't even Hideo. Because the first game was pretty grounded in cinematics, but they hired this friggin' Japanese movie director that did some crazy like Hong Kong like wire action movies.
Yeah.
And that's where the action scenes. That's where you see friggin' Solid Snake doing like a somersault over the door.
Yeah. Okay.
That wasn't in the original game. That was in Twin Snakes because the director was like, I'm gonna make Snake jump off a missile. Yeah, dude. What? It was insane.
I thought that was in the original. Wow.
All the crazy shit he did, jumping off a missile, that was not in the first Metal Gear Solid. Those games, like, think about it, they're like way more realistic.
That is insane.
Yeah, Twin Snakes had a different director for the cinematics. That's where they're all so insane.
That is crazy.
That same director went to direct Devil May Cry 3. And that's where that game has crazy cinematics, so little fun fact for you guys.
That is insane. I had no idea.
So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. It's exciting though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for anything. Honestly, Bluepoint, whatever you do,
do good.
Do good. Yeah.
Do well, man.
Seriously. But aside from that, I mean, what did we have anything else?
I think that's it for tonight's podcast. It might seem a little light on content, but that's because we are kind of in a light month. We're just waiting for games to come out, and then, like I said, Game Awards, and then on to the new year.
Not just that, but we also have like 3 or 4 other things to knock out, reviews.
That is true. We're going to have a lot of content for you guys.
Yeah, guys. We're backed up, but we'll catch up.
Yeah, we definitely will.
For sure.
Anyway, let us know what you guys think. Are you guys number one? How do you feel about Blizzard? You say screw them, boycott them? I mean, I don't think anybody would be on their side, but if you are, don't even comment. Get out of here.
GTFO.
2, PS5. Are you hyped?
Yes.
We're getting hyped.
I'm hyped. I read it, and the next day I was like, dude, this is epic.
I'm actually excited.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it literally, I think it had to sit for a bit where it was like, you know what? I am actually really excited about this.
Yeah.
Okay, new console. Let's go.
Seriously. And check out the merch on our store.
Yes, please.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments, please, because we love you guys, and we trust your opinions.
Exactly.
Yeah. So until next time, guys.
Later.
Deuces.
Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos.
Be sure to click the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.